Hi everyone, Jenny Johnson here at Starteal. I'm going to start making these little political rants because I watch a lot of news and I watch a lot of things about Ukraine. You could say I'm kind of obsessed with it. I do that, I get obsessed with things. Look it up. And I was watching a news thing, more of a citizen journalist thing, where people were asking other Ukrainians what they think about Zelenskyy and if their attitude had changed since the war. And this one woman just set me off because she said that she doesn't think much would have changed if he had fled or stayed. And that just kind of pissed me off because are you that daft? Do you not realize what his staying has done for your country? Because if he had fled, first of all, just in Ukraine, if he had fled, that would have been a sign to the Verkhovna Rada that they don't have to stay either. So you'd probably have a government in exile in Poland or somewhere. And that would not have boded well for the soldiers, for these women's husbands, brothers, fathers, uncles, so on. Those guys look to the political leadership for guidance, for confidence in them. It's like, if you flee, then you don't have confidence in us soldiers that we will do our job and get rid of the Russians. And that would have been a huge freaking blow in their confidence in themselves. And maybe these women are forgetting that first month or so of the war, when Kyiv was almost overrun, when parts of the suburbs around it were overrun and horrible things happened. Do these women not pay attention to news so much that they don't even know about that? You have to wonder. And so for me, paying attention to all this all the time, I'm kind of shocked when these women say shit like this. Because if he and his government hadn't stayed and the rest of the government had fled too, and the soldiers just looked at it and went, well, what the fuck? You guys don't believe that we can do our jobs? Maybe we won't. And how many of them would have fled? And honestly, I think if they hadn't all stayed, and he specifically hadn't all stayed, for one, all of that would have happened. For two, the international support would have been next to nil. His very loud voice for his country, for Ukraine, and being so prominent in everybody's faces woke the world up. The world went, what the fuck? This is seriously wrong. We can't just let this country and these people die. And he gathered a lot of support with the help of Biden and other international leaders. And that wouldn't have happened if he had fled. I am almost certain of it. I mean, some support would have happened, but nothing like it did. He would have had no standing. He fled. How can he have standing if you're not even going to be there? And I think he would have fallen. And I think Ukraine would have fallen. And I think these women would be speaking Russian by now. Because Ukraine would not be allowed in that country because they'd be in Russia. And so it pisses me off to hear this shit. And I just had to rant. Okay, I'm done. Bye.